Hello. Uh, it's been a while, about a month since I put a video up about OstrichDB. Um, so version 06, I put it out on December or Christmas Day last year, and I've been working on version 07. So real quick, I kind of just want to go over a couple of things that I've done for 06 and what I plan on doing or I'm currently doing on 07. So we already have a collection. I usually always forget to make one. We already have one made. You can see it here. One of the first things is you can see uh previously we had a metadata header that looked something like this. Let's just take the word info for an example. Um, and we'll give it, oh, I'll take that and we'll do this and something like that. So previously, the metadata header looked something like this between lines 10 and 16. Okay. File format version would be here, date creation here, etc. It goes on like that. Well, I've decided to update this format because it was having issues when I would delete clusters because clusters also end in a curly brace and comma. Um, I had made this system when I first started the project, so it just needed to be cleaned up. So we got rid of that. Also, previously there used to be a checksum uh, value here, checksum, and then it would have space and then some random characters or whatever. That value that used to be there, the old checksum, was just a randomly generated series of characters. Nothing mattered about it. It was just randomly generated. I wouldn't do anything with it. It didn't come from anywhere except for it just being randomly generated. Now the checksum value uh, is actually the file's content. So uh, each file gets a checksum generated based off of the content it has, which is always empty. So the original checksum value is empty. Once content starts getting added and things start changing, after this line here, then this value also changed. Think of it like a fingerprint. I've needed to learn a little bit about checksums before I could really implement them, and I finally did learn a little bit about them. And so there you go. We have this checksum value. So that's good. Every time this changes, even if this were changed to a just B from the command line at least, then the program would read over it and then this value would change. If this was changed from a zero to a one, the same thing would happen. That being said, if anything changes outside the command line, let's say right now, because file collection files are still plain text, if I change that to a B and I change this number to 123, and then I left this checksum alone without modifying it or taking into account the content itself to generate the checksum, a new checksum value, the program has a new check in place to be like, hey, the content of the file after being hashed out and everything does not match the expected checksum or the stored checksum. The expected checksum value is different than what is actually, been hashed out. Can't use this file. Something's wrong with it. So that's like that now. So that was a good change. I was looking forward to doing, and it now it works. Next we added in the benchmark command. So right now the plan for the benchmark command is you enter the benchmark and then you take a couple of numbers. So like 10 would be the collections that you want to make, 100 would be the clusters, and then 1000 would be the number of records each cluster would have in each collection. So you make a lot of data types here, data sets here. But now currently, um, all it is just you enter the benchmark command and then it'll run. And you can see here we've run after 1.6 seconds. We've averaged out a possible 929 operations per second. We've completed 1,500 operations, and one of them failed. This one here. I don't know why it failed, but it did. I should look into that. Excuse me. Um, so that number is actually hard coded right now into our benchmark. So here, I just ran this benchmark with these values to create one collection, 10 clusters with 500 records. 500 records total, 50 times 10. Um, so yeah, good to go with that. There also was some other bug fixes. I don't think I had too many big features in 06. I don't think. There were some bug fixes. Oh, I did update. commands. I don't know if I made a video on this at all, but previously in the last couple of iterations of the project, you would have to do like new collection foo or new cluster foo dot or foo dot bar. Uh, I've done away with that. So now you just do new foo dot bar. I don't remember if I made a video on that, but that is how things go. And that means I've officially gotten rid of all talk about atoms. So atoms used to stand for the action token, target token, object token, modifier token, and actually it was atoms with a lowercase s, and modifier tokens. So now, that means basically it used to be so new was our action. Our target would have been, let's say it's in this case a record. That's our target. Object would have was more of the location, if anything. So when we were using dot notation, it was foo dot bar dot uh yeah, foo dot bar. And then you would say your modifiers of type, and then anything that you were trying to, go after that is still a modifier. So let's say it was a Boolean array or something like that. So that was how atoms used to be for the last like two or three versions of the program, I think. Um, but now atoms are done. So now we have what's called CLPs, which is a command, location, and parameters. So like I just did now, new foo dot bar dot bars of type, whatever. That's how it is. CLPs. So atoms are gone. I added in a destroy command. Let's see if I can do like CLP, was it help CLP? The destroy command, the validate command is another one I added, and the benchmark command, these three here. So I showed benchmark, validate. Um, I'm curious if this will break or not. So we can do validate and then the collection name. So validate foo, and then you can see we ran into some errors. Our checksum did not pass because something happened in here. One value changed. I did something wrong. The content changed, whatever. So that check is in place, which is good. It sucks that my example just got deleted, but whatever. We can close this now. So aside from that, there were some bug fixes and whatnot. Now let's talk about 07. 07, I'm hoping is the last iteration for now of the command line. I I want to move on to the web portion of OstrichDB, and the goal is to have OstrichDB work similar to how Supabase or I guess Firebase might work, or MongoDB or any of those kind of databases, where the user will have like big dashboard and they can drag and drop pieces of data, they can change the type, all that stuff. Um, I want to start working on that, and then that data can be served up to their front end, framework or whatever they want to use. Um, so 07, a lot of things to do. I want to continue adding data types, so I want to add in arrays of dates, date time, times, and single characters arrays. I want to update the metadata header content again. This time adding in something like collection type to kind of help me organize things. So if I do new foo, and we open up foo, right now there's no way that like it the program understands it's in collections, but I want to kind of be a little bit more specific to say like collection type. This is a public collection, so the user can access this. Or if it's like I don't know, um, a standard collection, right? Standard, so users should be able to access this, but it's locked by um, user one or some shit like that. And I could read over that and say, hey, if this collection type is standard, but it's locked, and user two is logged in, but this is locked by user one, well, user two should not be able to read or manipulate the data in here at all. Something like that I want to have in place. I actually kind of want to take a screenshot of that. We'll leave that there for now. because I kind of want to come back to that. Um, Bug fixes, fixing commands and whatnot. I do want to add in shorthand Boolean values. I want users to type less. Like that's been the whole thing since I've started. I've shortened commands. I don't need to show the example, but the commands used to be really long. How you had to do things. So now, when you're doing if you're setting a Boolean record, so like set food dot bar dot bars two, and let's say we already know we set this type to be a Boolean array. Um, Instead of doing true, comma, false, comma, true, comma, whatever, 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 I want people to be able to do T, comma, F, comma, T, comma, whatever, like that. I think it'll be shorter. So I want to add that in. Um, let's see. Add more things to the benchmark command. Right now, it's pretty bare bones. Just create, read, and delete it, whatever the object is. Um, let's see. What's this one? I forgot I made this one. I'm not worried about that one right now. Update documentation. Um, oh, Windows. So I'm currently also working on a branch to add support for Windows. It's not that bad, but some of it sucks. Some things just will not work, and I don't have the patience to figure out why. I don't like programming on Windows in general. I hate the fact that I'm trying to get this to work on Windows, but I at least want it to work somewhat. So, for example, the destroy command, when you confirm everything, and your password, everything gets deleted, and your executable gets deleted, and then somehow on Mac, I don't know exactly how, but it works. The script rebuilds. The last like command that the executable runs is to rebuild the script. Well, on Windows, or to run the rebuild script and build it all over again. But Windows, it doesn't do that. So that's something. Um, and also like hiding the password when I log out. Like you see, I'm typing here. Well, Windows, I'm having a tough time doing that. It's not, I don't know why it's been so difficult, but I cannot find a way. It just shows up. Um, so let's see. More bug fixes, command line debug mode or dev mode. Um, I have to look into that one a little bit more. And then also, I want to finally encrypt these freaking files so that way everything's not in fucking plain text. Um, like it's been great debugging with it and seeing what things look like in actual file, but I'm tired of it. It's not safe, it's not secure or whatever. So I finally want to get into encrypting freaking files, um, decrypting them when I perform operations and whatnot. So 07 is going to be big update, excuse me. And it's gonna be a lot of work, probably another month before I'm even done with it. I'm gonna keep adding issues every day, pretty much. I haven't added one today, I don't think, but I'm sure I will by tonight. And yeah, so that's the update. I know this is a very long-winded one. Sorry if it was real boring. Um, but OstrichDB is coming along. I mean, it's if you look at the first devlog I made, where I appended clusters or something like that, I think it was. And now look at the project. Um, it's come a long way. I forgot to mention I'm currently working on an import command. Um, so right now there's a CSV file. Uh, Actually, let me delete this so that way I have the example ready. There's a CSV file here, and I have a path to this file that the program's going to read from. So if I just do import, this is just my example. A collection gets created with that data from that CSV file. I'll put that over here. Product units and price are records, and each thing in each column that follows along with that are its values. I also have built a kind of a type inference system, and it does its job. It recognizes that things are strings or integers or floats, But as you can see, we still have closing and opening quotation marks. So I've been trying to fix this. I've tried cutting, trimming them off before they're stored into the array. It doesn't matter. These values are being stored into an array of strings or a dynamic array of strings. And Odin seems to just be like, hey, this is a dynamic array of strings. Whatever you give me, I'm gonna append quotation marks to the prefix and suffix. And so that's why I'm getting this. So I want to figure this out. I've been trying a lot of different things, but nothing seems to be working. Everything's just coming back as an array of strings. So um, if anybody made to this part of the video and is aware of any kind of fix like that, aside from trying to trim it off, again, I've tried that at different stages of the process of storing these values. Um, so if you have any ideas, let me know. Uh, but that's it. Long update, I know, but we're getting there. OstrichDB is slowly coming along. We got 42 stars, including myself, on GitHub. Feel free to check it out in the description, or yeah, I guess that's it. Peace.